The story begins with a view of a carriage. They're driving a group back to the kingdom. This is the party that just killed the demon king. After 10 years, they return to the kingdom with great joy. Of all the people, this is our main character, Wizard Frieren. Her teammates include the brave Hedgie, Icelandic warrior and priest Hedgie. The king praised the team, and it's going to be for a 4-person statue builder in the square. That night, the whole kingdom celebrated. The whole group started to get together to recount new memories of the day. Hedgie and Einstein were almost executed for disrespect. With the king, I hate wine like rice. Or when Frieren stuck in bed. Blink, it's 15. It's been a long way. But for Frieren, it's short-lived. Then we all watched the ice. Frieren promised that 55 later she will lead everyone. Look at a nicer place. The next morning, Frieren said goodbye to everyone and left. She's going to explore the center of 6 places for about 100 years. I will visit people sometimes, whether it's 50 or 100 years with a friar. As well as a fleeting minute, Frieren continues his journey of exploration. That has passed 55. She went to a shop to buy the horns of the dark dragon. But there's no one here. Fiona remembered the time at the Demon King's castle. Hedgie has one. Then yes, so she decided to return to the kingdom to find him. 55 has passed. The city has changed a lot. Frieren found Hedgie, but now, who killed the Demon King every day? He became a bald old man. Hedgie still can't forget that dark dragon horn. It's always emitting air from the closet drawer. Brian, wonder why Hedgie does not throw it in the warehouse. What do you put it in the closet for? For him, the dragon's horn was a symbol for the friendship of both. He looked forward to the day when he could hand it over. Frieren. Then the dragon's horn was carried away by a bird. The group's statue has also been completed. But it's a bit alum. A few minutes later, Frieren met the group. Hedgie is getting old. Aizen is as handsome as ever. Frieren, to take people to see the ice owl to fulfill the promise. It's about a week's walk from the kingdom. On the way, the team met a lot of monsters. But they're pretty weak, compared to the power of a party that killed the Demon King. Finally, Frieren leads everyone to a beautiful lake. There's nothing like a Hedgie here. Thank you, Frieren, for showing you a moment. Awesome like this. After the trip, Hedgie died of old age. People started criticizing the friar, because you're Homer's team. But when he lost, the friar didn't show any grief. Priest Hedgie, he stood up to help her. So everyone threw stones at her, at Heggie's funeral. Frieren began to remember all of our memories. Although Frieren knows human lifespan is quite short. But you're no closer to Hedgie. Frieren choked and cried after the funeral. Hedgie goodbye to the holy city. Before I left, I looked at both of their faces. Because it's very likely that time. Yours is not much. Remember to pour wine on my grave if you're there. Frieren will continue to collect magic. But this time you'll learn more about humans. Frieren wants to invite Eisen to come along. But he refused because of his age. 25 after the death of Hedgie. Frieren is currently looking for Hedgie's house. Lost in a forest. She met a little girl picking mushrooms. Coincidentally, she's living in the Hedgie's house. Hedgie is still alive, and he is glad Frieren to visit me. Frieren brought some wine to invite the Hedgie. He refused because he had drunk. Hedgie recently adopted a child named. She's a war girl from the south. You want Frieren to accept Dung as a disciple. Because this girl has the makings of a shaman. Frieren flatly refused. Because shamanism is dangerous. And you can't guarantee Fern's safety. Then Hedgie led Frieren into the library. He wanted her to decipher the mystery book. Because in there is a record of resurrection and immortality that has been transmitted 7 times. Frieren agreed, but it could take 5 or 6 years. I want to be cool in front of everyone. It says immortal, but you just need a little more time. There's one more thing. Hope Frieren will teach Cho Fern magic while deciphering here. This is in your power. Then Frieren went into the forest looking for Dung. I know this girl is a person. It's about being a magician. Hater told Fern that when you can shoot the Kia rock, then you can grow up. Fern ejects a source of magical power, but it's quickly dispersed. It's everywhere. She wants Frieren to teach her how to practice. Episode 2 opens with Frieren scene fishing and teaching about magic. Joe Fern. Days and months later, she deciphered the book and became a magic teacher. Life is pretty quiet and fun. On one day, Hater came to ask about Thuong's training situation. Frieren said that she's very talented, but to be able to break the Kia rock, it takes longer than deciphering the book. When I finished speaking, Hater suddenly fell ill and fainted. The weather is pretty bad right now. Hater, I feel alive, so now it's a miracle. It's raining outside, but Fern kept practicing. Frieren told her to go home. Fern will break it too. Hater is a very important person for fans. When my parents died, he adopted me. The time of hate is less and less. So Fern was determined to grow up soon, in return for his nurturing. As time goes on, the Fern is getting stronger, but the Hater's health is also weakening. Friday finally cracked the book, but it doesn't have any immortality. Hater seems to have known this before. He tricked Friday into staying deciphered. Book, to train Thuong to be a good shaman. Hater wants Frieren to take her away. At night, because you don't want to, Fern go through the feeling, losing a loved one again. Actually, Fern has been preparing the spirit of parting Hater for a long time. Fry among Hater. Give her as many memories as you can. She choked crying. Shortly after, Hater died at the cemetery. Frieren kept his promise to pour wine on his grave. Van now officially accompanied with Frieren on his magical collecting journey. It's all banana magic. Turning sweet into sour or cleaning the bronze statue. This is for Frieren. It's fun because you love magic. In a village, a granny wants Frieren help renovate the statue of the hero Himmer. For a long time, then it wasn't noticed by the villagers. In return, she'd tell you about the vegetation around here. Years ago, when he opened, he drove away the monster that helped the village. So you've been sculpted, and then it took him 18 hours to pose. It makes the artist mad. Now the statue is abandoned. Do it yourself. And then Frieren asked the old lady about the blue primrose. But it's been extinct for a long time. So should Frieren and Fern decided to live in this village to find information about it. Link 1. Half a year has passed. They both continue to search for blue. I came to find the old lady today to talk about my teacher. I spend a lot of time with a cat. I don't even know if there is. After a talk, she took out a bag of blue ivy seeds from the closet. Then give it to you. Give this bag of seeds to Master. Frieren also understood part of her mind. I'll find a little more and stop. Suddenly I was going to say something. Right now, there's a mouse stealing a bag of seeds. So the two girls decided to follow in its footsteps. Wonder Sao, Frieren likes to collect magic so much. It's simply because your old teammates like it. Eventually they both arrived at an abandoned tower. Once upon a time, Himmer introduced to the species of blue primrose in his homeland. And one day I want Frieren to see it. Frieren soared to the top of the tower. In front of you is a blue carpet. I didn't expect so much. Frieren can make more magic out of it. And then she planted this flower around the statue of Himmer. Don't forget to make him a bracelet. Two girls go to a city. Frieren said Fan should split ride to buy necessities. Frieren's expression was not normal. Friday has been a long time coming. At times like this, my master. They're all going to buy shit. So Little decided to follow Master. This time the friar went to a jewelry store. After a choice, you can also find something you like. Fern continued to follow Master, and I found out she was asking about the candy bar. From the time of the master until now, I haven't eaten any sweets. Then, Frieren went to a bar to ask about a candy bar. There's a lot of bad guys in here, but fortunately they're good people. Following the master. I remember I couldn't buy anything, so I left. Back to the hotel room. Frieren offered to go eat sweets with Fern. It makes you silly. At the diner when Frieren was about to order, the Fern knew she would order pudding. In the past, Hima also knows Frieren likes this dish. But you don't know anything about people. So on the occasion of my student's birthday, Frieren gave me a hairpin. I'm sorry, I don't understand shit. But the masters, I remember my birthday making shit. It's fun. The next day, both of them continued their journey. In a certain forest, Frieren starts to test Fern's defensive power. It seems that after a long time, but the process has also improved a lot. However, there are some weaknesses that need improvement. Soon after, they both arrived at the target village and met an old man. You don't need a referral. You know this is Frieren. And I know you're here to find the seal of the devil. 85 years ago, this demon, it's caused so many massacres. Before being brave, he opened it with his teammates and sealed it. Now the seal is about to break, so Frieren comes to destroy it. He knows about Frieren, because what year Hima visit the village to check out. It seems like the seal is getting weaker, so Frieren decided to deal with it tomorrow. That night, Fern wonder at Sao Frieren reseal without destroying it, because it was too strong for the team to win. It has magic. It's able to penetrate the defense layer and destroy magic-resistant equipment. So many wizards and adventurers were killed because of this magic. But don't worry, because this very power can turn against it. Frieren advised the feces to sleep and get strength for tomorrow. The next day, Frieren won the seal. He woke up and realized Frieren. When he heard that the Demon King had been destroyed, angry officials used piercing magic against attack magic. Frieren immediately used a defense layer to block this attack. Over the years, people have studied the magic of the and create this kind of magic, higher defense against him. You're very surprised about that. But then he realized this defense. It takes a lot of magic. That's why he attacked. Before the massive attack of the statue is still standing. Lately, Frieren, teach me how to defend, is to prevent this situation. Frieren soars into the air. You use your magic to destroy him. It was too light a match. The villagers thanked Frieren for helping them destroy the demon. You recognize this old man? That's the old bad boy. Dare to speed up your skirt and make him crazy about it. What I've always wanted. Episode 4. Frieren arrived in a small village today. There's an abandoned pier here. The village chief assigned you to clean this place. The prize is a magical book. When I saw Fern, I realized that this book was fake, but at Sao Frieren still take the task. Simply because someone needs help. Winter has come. The girls stayed in the village to clean up the trash. Frieren sleeps past noon every morning. I'm not just going to buy food for my teacher. He also helped her change clothes. I don't know if this is Frieren's disciple or his mother. You two are eager to clean up the scrap. Mrs. Frieren's face seemed to be asleep. That evening, the village chief hoped Frieren, you can complete the cleaning before the New Year celebration, because the village has a custom of watching the dawn at the beginning of the year. I don't know. Frieren ever seen this before? Of course not, because you can't get up. The next few days, 200 just worked and completed the task before the New Year's celebration. Before a day, the village chief invited Frieren to the ceremony tomorrow, and she agreed. I have no doubt about the master's words, because Frieren somehow. I also forgot to sleep, so Frieren decided to stay up all night. Back in the brave team, Hima was quite upset that Frieren did not attend the ceremony. Because you're not interested. Frieren wants to see how it goes this time. I turned around a little, and she fell asleep. Fortunately, Fern was able to wake up Master in time. Both go to the beach. It's a beautiful dawn, but it's not worth the Frieren. Wake up early. She was about to go back to sleep when she saw the stool happily watching. So Frieren is happy too. Maybe you alone. You can't enjoy this scene. Because you'll never wake up. Years ago, the brave party visited the village of Eisen. Let's pray for the people who died. 35 after Himmer takes Frieren to visit Eisen. She asked Einstein if he needed any help. It is necessary, but Einstein is not a hater. How many years ago? Einstein always wrote letters to hate. Until he died. The next morning, Eisen led Frieren to the Valley of Van. He wants you to find Flam's pen. Hater researched it thoroughly. And found it in this land. First we have to find a big tree. Frieren told Eisen to find it quickly. Van's time is not as much as yours. Who suspects? It's amazing that Frieren now cares about other people. Then 3 people searched day and night. Today Dung found a giant tree in a ruin. So BA is going to go there. On the way, Eisen reveals why he sought Flam's handwriting. 35 years ago at Himmer's funeral. Frieren was crying and wanted to know more about him. I heard the Flamsign recorded the conversation. Her with the dead. So, think of a way to help Frieren. After a while, all 3 of them reached the tree. But it's protected by the Flam barrier. Frieren easily broke this barrier. Because you are my #1 disciple. Of the great Flam Shaman. Byron walked in. The book automatically opens the page you need. From 1,000 years ago, Fam predicts that one day, Frieren will want to know more about people. So she's already arranged everything here. At the North Pole 6, there's a place called Heaven. There are a lot of souls here. And Flam often comes here to talk. With some old friends. And in the present, this place is the Devil's Castle. So Frieren decided to go on a trip there. It's very cold there. On the way home, Eisen and Frieren went to sleep. Eisen phone. That Frieren was a good teacher. With shit you see Master. Not interested in me and late. That makes the Fern not understand the strange temperament. Masters. Who remembers? Defeating the Demon King Friar. It will not accept students. Because it's so annoying you still have a disciple. Mr. Frieren is a good teacher. Before leaving, Frieren invited Eisen to come with her. But he refused because now he's nothing more than a dumbbell. I hope Frieren will find Orion and talk to Heimer. 2 girls say goodbye to the horny AI and go. Before, the journey to destroy the Demon King lasted for 15 years. It's not even a part of Frieren's life. But these 15 things have changed you. Year 2, you continue your journey. This time they both entered a village in the center of the people here advised Frieren not to cross the pass, because a lot of people have gone missing there lately. I heard there's a ghost there. After an investigation, Frieren's got everything under wraps. But she's afraid to face it, so she's calculating. The dragonflies wanted to help the villagers, so Frieren please her student. The next morning they both went to the place where everyone was missing. There's traces of magic here. It's an illusion. This magic comes from AI Sam. The devil uses illusions to seduce his prey. But it's useless for wizards because they just need to destroy the illusion it creates. Brian was just afraid Fern couldn't do it. Because this illusion is one of the most intimate of Fern. Frieren broke Master's illusion last time. Even though she's asking for your life. Do listen to Flam, forgive me so many times that I don't feel guilty. They both went into the forest. As predicted, the illusion that appears in front of Fern is hate. And she hesitated to do it. On the Frieren side, the one who appears is Himmer, not your teacher anymore. Looks like Frieren's changed too. But although the illusion is Himmer, it didn't stop her shot. This helped the fans wake up and she destroyed the illusion of Hater. Both continue on their way. Then the two girls found an ancient magic book. But it's guarded by a dragon. The power to attack it. But after the last blow, the upside dragon doesn't even have a scratch. It roared furiously. Take care of yourself. I ran before. It takes a lot of work to escape from the dragon. Wizards playing with it is not a good way. Aizen once told Frieren that if he needed a pioneer, let's go find King Stark, because this guy is. That's your disciple. Both enter the village where Stack lives. I wonder about the magic book. Friday said it worked. Make users see through clothes. Like me, I'm learning. If you think in a good way, it can detect the enemy's weapons. Then you two meet the great Stark. You criticize Frieren for provoking the dragon curve. Scar on the forehead, Stark was also fighting dragons. The last time the dragon attacked the village, Stark just used a look to make it go away. Back to the main problem. Frieren introduced Thu as an acquaintance of Aizen. And Stark joins the party to destroy the upside-down dragon. She was confused at Sao that time. Stark didn't kill the dragon. But the truth behind that cool look. When the upside-down dragon attacked the village, Stark was so scared that he went to the radio. For some reason, the dragon left. Since then, Stark has been called the Great. Stark wept and embraced Frieren. I hope you can help me. I feel like I should go find someone else, but Frieren doesn't think so. Give Tony a night to think. After dinner cowardly is 2 words. It's the only thing that shit uses to describe Stark. There was a pretty loud explosion right now. Frieren told the phone it was Stark's creation. If you are curious, come and see. Frieren returned to the room. You knew Stark's cowardice from his story. Requirements. Once upon a time, Stark's village was attacked by demons. You cowardly ran away alone. It's very similar to Einstein, so you put all your heart into this kid. Even though Stark seems cowardly, but he's still a real fighter. Episode 6. Stark was ashamed to be praised by the villagers. When you can't do anything. Asking Stack, if the upside-down dragon attacks the village again, do you fight? I don't want to die. But a hero. I have to protect the village. Or it could be running. Really, the scar on Stark's forehead is from the horned AI that punched you. It's not like you're fighting a dragon. Stark's never been flattered by anyone. Stark won't run away. Because you've been dealing with a demon before. Too much power to beat it. But in the face of the devil, you're so scared you can't do anything. Master Frieren didn't even want to save him. Cornered to the end. Make the hierarchy determined to beat it. So just start trying and you'll make it. No matter how cowardly the Stack is, but determined to protect the villagers. That information is real. The next morning, they were waiting to find Stack, but he was gone. So there's only one way to play catch with the upside-down dragon, even if Fern doesn't want to. At this time Stark arrived. You'll join the party, but if you sacrifice, Shin Flyer and do your best to destroy the dragon. Standing in front of the terrorist power of dragons, hands start to run. You're quite similar to Master Aizen, standing in front of a powerful monster. You are brave enough to face the dragon. After 30 seconds, the Friar. You can cast a spell and destroy it. Aizen had a conversation with Frieren about Stark. The reason he hit you wasn't because you were weak or cowardly. It was a personal reflex because he was afraid. To Aizen, Stark was a great warrior. Dragons are a smart species. It doesn't attack the village anymore, because King Stark is here. Back to the game. Stark fiercely fights the upside-down dragon. He knocked on the dragon's head with his mace. Take that opportunity. Stark told Frieren to attack, but she didn't. Simply is. Stark knocked him out. Stark still doesn't believe alone I can defeat a dragon. After the battle, Frieren excitedly plunging back the dragon nest. Harvest the spoils. Stark finds Frieren too silly. When you like to collect strange things. Stark's words do Frieren to remember a memory with the brave party. She'd just learned to make cowstones. I don't know how to make syrup. It's a silly thing, but it's fun. Because the upside-down dragon was destroyed. So Stark's leaving the village. Enjoying Frieren's party. It's allowed to see through. And found it pretty useless. She looked at the king and saw that he was small. After a while, the team came to the fortress city. There are a lot of monsters in the north right now, so they're temporarily closed. The soldier warned people not to mess up. Take the opportunity to close. So Frieren decided to live his days. Sleeping too late. Shit doesn't seem happy about this. Then, start composting to eat. You look like this, so you're alone. To go to a restaurant and order shaved ice syrup. It contains many memories of 2 teachers and students. Right now, I sat next to him and ordered a glass of milk. A few minutes ago, you've been listening to important information. It will open in 2 years. A long time with you. I've been looking for Stark to help you figure out how to cross the border. However, any way that both of you can think of is impossible. Stupid surprise for Stark, so excited to work with me. Just like Stark's time, Fern doesn't have much. When you were a little boy, Aizen brought you here. Requirements. I really appreciated the short journey of 15 years. Now he is old and weak. So Stark wants to take your place. On this silly trip. One day the master will die. So you can't take the time to pass in such a wasteful way. Then they both met Frieren and saw that she was being watched. Right at this moment, the Kia soldier shows up. Sorry, Frieren. The mayor of the city knew the friar. You also know your intentions. They allowed the whole team to go free. But looking at that expression, Frieren, probably don't want to be prioritized. I want to study magic. Episode 7 years ago in the hero party. Frieren still diligently collected 10 handwriting of Flam, even though I know it's all fake. Hater sees it as a fairy tale. That's right, because the only person who remembers the Flam face is Frieren. That Frieren wakes up in the morning. It makes fans full of praise. Then she was served as a king. On the journey, the team continues its work to help everyone. This time to help an old man clean up a landslide. On a road. This could very well be the consequence after a fight with demons in the north. Since joining the team, this stack is called the Summer Stack. Makes you sound unfamiliar. So fans call your name Stuck. It makes you very sad. God wants to call you a friend. But when it comes to shit, you find it annoying. The road is more open. So the old man would be able to take everyone to town. Next. I am this old, but this is the first time that he saw a goblin like Frieren. Although goblins live a long time, but the mating instinct is almost non-existent. At this rate, the species will become extinct. Last time, Frieren, it's been 400 years since we met. The group set foot in a town. Years ago, the hero party came here to destroy the demons. And today is the anniversary. So the people here celebrated the festival. People will compete to decorate the statue. Brave team. That's why Heimer likes to be sculpted. That's what I want. People remember their beauty. But the biggest reason is that in the future, Frieren will not be alone. Every year on this day, the people will remember him as exploits. Frieren wonders if people can maintain this in 100, 1,000 years from now. Time will answer everything. The next day the group left town and set foot in a big city. There are a lot of guards here, so guess what's going on here? Right now, Frieren discovered the demons. So you used a magic wand to attack them. I can't do anything yet. Frieren was overrun by the guards. Because these demons are called by Count Reynold, Messenger of Peace. One of them is Luger. He said that no matter how much people hate demons, either way, they still look at them like humans. But Frieren's eyes, they look at them like wild animals. For disrupting public order. So Granite ordered Frieren to be locked up. Under Stark's startled gaze. After a period of investigation, Vernon Stark to visit Frieren. Tell me about the current situation here. Aurora Guillotine, one of the 7 most powerful demons in the world, has regained its strength, so this city has had a protracted war. The devil for 28 years. That's why their peace messengers are here. Came to this city. Stark thinks this isn't going to be good for both sides. Or Sal. Frieren doesn't think so, because the demons are especially problematic for you. Years ago, there was a demon child who ate a child. So it was surrounded by a group of brave men. It's cornered, so it's pitiful. Frieren tried to destroy it, but the village chief and Heimer stopped her. They thought they'd give this little devil a chance. So he was adopted by the village chief. But this is the wrong decision in his life. Months and days later, the demon boy officially lives with the family of the village chief Cho. To one day, the mother who lost you was yelling at the devil all the time. So he killed the village chief. Take your daughter and pay for her. Himmel was quick to recover the child. I won't stop the friar from destroying it this time. The demons are like you. Wild animals, trying to imitate humans just to attract prey. That's it. They don't have a concept called emotion. Frieren guesses that this city is in danger. Maybe in times of chaos you'll play cards. At the Earl's mansion, Luga is quite interested in Frieren. Because you were absolutely right about the nature of the devil. Count Ronald walked in. He told the story. My son was killed in a war with demons. Listen to Luga. He pointed his sword at Luke. The reason you're calling them here is to take revenge. For boys. However, Luga made up a story about his father. Also killed by humans. Make Count Granite flinch and spare the others. Then they're willing to leave. Luga doesn't even know what your father is. But he can still fool the Count. He'll slowly make Granite unbind its defenses. So Aura's army. We can take this city. While Luga was sipping a glass of wine, a member of his group, he entered Loa's house. He threw out a guard to meet the Frieren. He said he's here to destroy you. But Frieren coldly replied, I'm stronger than Oro the Guillotine. Episode 8. Get angry and use the magic thread to hang the friar. You were in time to defend. With a magic shield. He is confident that the thread. I am the most certain of the demons. Human magic is without doors. That's it, Frieren. You just need to wash your hands. Please light Ra's hands. He's just now realizing how powerful Frieren is. But it's too late. After a boom, Frieren killed the first shoppy demon. I want to report to the Count. But AI will be responsible for the death of the guards. Because now Dra has evaporated. In the city. And the Emperor decided to find the Earl. Please forgive Frieren. That's the only way to destroy the demons. Stark remembers when Frieren was arrested. Luga's gaze was focused only on Frieren. Parachute around Stark and spray. Because Luga thinks he can hiccup at any time. Speaking of which, Stark's hands are still trembling. But you will still fight. That's why I'm a disciple of Ison. In the mansion, Luga also realized that Dra had been killed by Frieren. Right now, Ranit walked into the room to question Luga about the death of the guards. He immediately denied it. Granite noticed from the beginning, however, that Frieren, not a mediocre shaman, you can easily be arrested by the guards. This proves that Frieren knows the rules of this place. Meanwhile, Luga's group. I also just lost someone, so Granite's suspicions were about him. Luga realized that everything had been revealed, so he created a blood ROI. One stroke destroyed all the guards. Then Luga assaulted Granite. And hurt you severely, because he needs you to be able to remove the defensive barrier. Outside the city, suddenly I caught Master running away. Frieren, tell me everything that happened in the prison for both of you. And now you have to be quick. Shit say of Frieren. If you leave, no one will destroy the demons. Stark threw away his integrity. He knelt down and begged Frieren to stay and fight. Frieren is confident that Fern and Stark can defeat them. So you can safely leave. 10 kilometers from the city, there's a huge amount of magic that's monitoring the movement of this city. It's the 7 Sage Oro Guillotine gangs. Frieren is also afraid to fight a strong opponent. But what I hate, you should finish it and rest. This is the biggest reason why Frieren to leave the city. That night Fern and Stark secretly breaks into the Earl's mansion. In the mansion, Granite is tied up in a chair. Luga said that demons have spent their lives studying. There's only one kind of magic, so their magic will get stronger and stronger. But the demons can't destroy it. The barrier that protects the city was created from 1,000 years ago by the genius magician Flam. Luga desired Granite will be able to remove the barrier. He gives you some time to think before he has to act. As soon as Luga left, the Emperor sneaked in to rescue Granite. How much does Stark cut? The Earl's bonds did not break. Renald found himself out of rescue, so he decided to hand over control of the soldiers. For the Emperor, you don't think so? Stark pulls out his axe to destroy the chair. Luga is back. He told Stark to leave before he got angry. He didn't look at Stark again. Even though the Emperor's hands trembled, but he still decided to fight Luga. Stark plunges to attack Luga, but he easily dodged your blow. Then create a blood hand that controls Stark. But Fern suddenly appeared in the air, then unleashed a magic attack that made Luga hands not in time. He was surprised because Fern can fool Lenny's ability to sense magic. After the last blow, Luga's down and he needs more time to be able to recover. Fern is going to finish Luga, but Earl Renald was badly injured. And besides Luga, there was Lenny, so we both left the spirit to pursue. But Luga stopped her because Stark was covered in his blood. You will always be watched. Luga noticed Fern's silhouette was quite familiar. It seems like he met somewhere. And then Frieren's silhouette show out reminds him of his fight with you in the past. Episode 9. Count Ranat was taken to a house to heal. Even though the body is seriously injured, but he sat up and thanked Fern and the Emperor. He decided to forgive Frieren's mistake. Granite knew the identity of Frieren. It makes you feel very lucky. 85 years ago, the party of heroes came here and defeated Aurora. Aura has a very absurd magic. It's a submissive scale. You just need to put your power into the enemies. On the scale, the one with lower magic power must obey the Kia until the body decays. This proves that Aurora has a huge amount of magical power. However, there are still strong-willed warriors. You can counteract this ability. So, Aurora tried to get rid of that will. That's why she's nicknamed Aurora the Guillotine. Frieren has also met Aurora. She kept ordering the Headless Army to attack her. Maybe Frieren. I'm also familiar with Aurora's disgusting magic. So she used a high-level neutralization spell to free our soldiers from their puppet destiny. But it takes a lot of energy. Aurora was surprised by the Frieren just blew up all the soldiers. And now, you don't do that anymore, because Heimer got mad at you right after that. After a period of movement, the Emperor started to carry. The decision to step outside made the stool very excited. But the Emperor's intention was to go out to pray. Frieren returned to the fight. Looks like Fern was pretty hopeful on the day. Above the city walls, Stark hands over Granite's coat of arms. Let Fern let you go find Frieren. They were both covered in Luga's blood. She began to notice that this blood had magical powers, so he threw away the cloak. Luga suddenly appeared, using blood ROI to attack her where she was injured. If the Emperor can't do anything, he is killed. Fly out into the forest. Luger felt sorry for the sneak attack. Didn't hit the weak spot of Fern. He noticed that Frieren had disappeared and questioned her. While Luger thought about Frieren's plan, he accidentally exposed the loophole. Take this opportunity. Fern got rid of the blood ROI. Luger's fatal slip point of Fern. It was his intention, because what he wants is, in response to Fern's sneak attack at the mansion. What an arrogant devil. To this day, Luge doesn't see Fern as a threat. Whenever on a mission to fight monsters, Frieren gave it to Fern. Because you can cast spells faster than Frieren. He immediately poured cold water on him. With an attack. Super fast. Fortunately, he caught the blow. This makes Luger seriously launched a technique called the blood web that attacks feces. On one side there was a loud fight. On the other side, the king was beaten. However, he still stood up to challenge Lily. Back to the battle of eggplants. Continuous fecal launch of a series of basic attacks. With super fast speed, she easily repels Luger's attacks. Only with speed, Luger understood that the distance of his magic power. And she is huge, so he just needs to defend until you run out of magic. That's it. But the situation doesn't seem right, so Luger called Lenny to help. Under the Emperor, still eating a giant pot of onions from Lenny. Lenny's way of fighting reminds Stark of his master. Lenny's strength is that we can read magic. Lynn remembered the movement of the strongest warrior. I faced the Iceman. So we can say that Stark is fighting the Iceman Master. Shoppy version. Stark was finally dismembered for a faint mace. Always in place. You use your ability to remember the past. Remember what the teacher taught you before. Then the Emperor stood up with a cool appearance. You think that Lenny is just an imitation? Liney coldly rushed to attack Stark. But this time you deliberately put Ray's hip under attack. The Master's attack was much stronger. Stark smiles and kills Liney. Above the dung. Easy to beat, Luke with his armor-piercing magic. Episode 10. On the wall. Luger even loses, but he doesn't believe Frieren can beat Aurora. Because Aurora has a huge amount of magical power. Assume that Frieren won't do anything on his own. It is dangerous if not calculated beforehand. She believes Master will defeat Aurora. Luger felt strange then. Why is Form's magic small? That you can sustain that speed attack. The power of Fern is not small, but you compressed it in Frieren. Luger also insulted both of them. The shame of the shaman was thrown into the sky. So many years ago, Flam shaman passing through a village and discovered a great demon by a child with enormous magical power. Defeated. That kid is Frieren. I think Frieren is stupid. When confronted face to face with a demon, you can't understand how the strong fight. However, Frieren realized that the Flam was much stronger than himself. Although the Flam's magic column appears very small, this prompted Flam to accept Frieren as a disciple. Then they both faced the demons. Because they're subjective to the Flam's weak magic. He was defeated by you. Right now, the giant power of the Flam has just appeared in front of you. Frieren. Frieren wants to destroy the demons. Because they took everything from you. From there, she began to learn how to limit the power of Flam. To deceive the demons. The demons are arrogant. I'm proud of my magic. They're always bragging about their enormous magic power. Of them. In other words, they're bound by magic. Just like that, Frieren has spent his life limiting magic. Gradually Flam also to old age. She was very reassured when entrust all his magic to Frieren. Before his death, she told Frieren to stay hidden. The moment you go down in history, maybe it's time to destroy the devil. Shortly after Flam died, Frieren creates a field of flowers on her grave. Because it's magic that she likes the most. This is also the magic that you like the most later. Years later, Frieren continues to live a hidden life. Worry-free. In a forest, Until one day Himmer's party set foot here. Frieren's magic now has been significantly limited. The hater thinks you are just a mediocre magician. But with him, I can feel Frieren. He's a very powerful wizard. And the rest is history. Back to the battle. Aurora noticed that Frieren's magic power had been significantly depleted. So, we started using the compliance scale. Aura pulled out her and Frieren's souls and put them on the scale. The scale immediately tilted in Aura's direction. She took the sword towards Frieren. To Aurora, you're a talented magician. But the power is too low. I guess Frieren only practices.